Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. If that film that we just witnessed did not cause your blood to start to boil, if you did not start to get very mad, you'd better check your pulse, because you might not be alive. President Rajavi, it is always an honor to be with you and to be with such a distinguished group of colleagues today and have a chance to be here in Paris and address this very august group that is gathered here today. I would tell you that I think we all in this room are worried about a number of things. We're worried about, in your case, the citizens in your native country, in many cases your fellow countrymen, in terms of their safety, their security, and their future. And yet at the same time, I think that we all in this room today are excited about the possibility for change. And that's the subject that I want to address today, is change, because it's obvious we need change in a number of areas. We need change in the current Iranian regime. We need change in terms of the conditions at Camp Ashraf. And we need change in terms of the actions that are being taken by the United Nations as well as my own country, the United States. You know, as a result of the things that we've seen unfold recently in a number of countries, particularly Egypt and Libya, I think there's great excitement concerning the potential for change in a number of countries around the world. And that potential is always there when other people that are living there are oppressed, where dissidents are jailed or killed, where democratic methods or techniques are unheard of, and where torture, killing, and imprisonment is commonplace. In this regard, as I look at the current Iranian regime, I see all of that ongoing at the current time. And in addition, another important factor, and that is the current status of women within that regime. Iran's ruling regime is the largest exporter of terrorism in the world today. In the last 25 years, everything that the United States has been involved in around the globe, we have encountered Iranian presence from the current regime. And they're not there to fight for freedom. They're there to ensure that they can try to impose their will in the regime at the location where we have fought. From my perspective, the Iranian people could not be worse off today than they are with the current regime. And I'm sure that that same feeling is felt by many other countries in the Middle East, because inside of each of their countries there is usually a radical or fundamentalist element from the current regime in Iran just waiting to carry out the instructions that were issued from Tehran. The ruling regime is an oppressive regime. It mixes theocracy with autocracy and combines that with an extremist and expansionist ideology. And it is one that continues to defy the international community. I believe that most Iranian people today, as well as both internal as well as their supporters outside of Iran, feel that way. In fact, I think everyone does except for one major group, and those are the people that are benefiting from the current Iranian regime. Those are the ones, unfortunately, that have the guns. They're the special Republican guards, the ones that allow the current regime to stay in power. In Iran today, compounding the issue is the fact that in the United States we have the MEK on the Foreign Terrorist Organization list. That weakens the MEK's ability to lead this resistance movement to try to change the regime. The MEK should be removed from the FTO list today. The United Kingdom removed them from the list in 2008. The European Union followed in 2009. So I asked the United States, what are we waiting for? We need to do it today, not tomorrow. One of my colleagues here today, Ambassador Dale Daly, who served as the counterterrorism expert in the State Department, knows more about terrorism probably than anyone assigned to the State Department today. He recommended it years ago, and it still hasn't happened. We also have our own Congress in the United States that passed a resolution saying that the MEK should be removed from the list, and also challenging the State Department to produce evidence. The State Department could not produce any evidence, either public or in classified information, to show that the MEK deserved to be on the FTO list. And so I would say to Secretary Clinton, who, by the way, I think is a great Secretary of State, what are we waiting for? Let's get them off the list, and let's do it now.